love Braun Strowman.
Hey guys, it's Tim from Pro Wrestling Unlimited, and we're here on another Tuesday, March 27th, 2018 with Smackdown Live 205 Live review. A lot of lives on this Tuesday. Nick, what's going on?
What is going on, my guys? Welcome to the show. Glad to be here on Tuesday, March 27th, 2018. Smackdown Live.
All right,
Daniel Bryan's back, and he's confirmed to wrestle.
So, before we even get started, I want to talk about the Charlotte thing really quickly.
Yes.
Two things. WWE did say in that first thing about the whole vote for who her replacement is in the Mixed Match Challenge that she was injured. I guess you can call it an injury. What happened was she had some sort of infection in her mouth that did require oral surgery late last Wednesday. She had all weekend off of doing anything physical and come into SmackDown. They thought she'd be good this morning, and I guess hour before the show? When did it? Hour and a half? 2 hours max before the show started, I think it was. They were like, oh, she can't go. They needed to give her extra time. It is legit. It's not like everyone keeps saying on freaking Twitter, oh, they did it so she didn't have to face Asuka in the finals of the Mixed Match Challenge. No. It's legit. It's non-serious. She'll be good to go for Mania. All is well and good. No need to worry. Charlotte should be back. Hell, she could be back in action this weekend.
Yeah, I think she'll be back really soon.
So,
they just didn't want her out there tonight.
WWE scared everybody by saying she's dealing with an injury.
There you go.
So that was it. Nick, you said you saw the main event of 205 Live, or the most
I
of
watched
it?
I watched the middle to the end of the main event for 205 Live.
I know
and
you texted me and you're like, there's a "This is awesome" chant.
They got a really loud "This is awesome" chant, and it made me really happy. So the main event was a fatal four-way with Buddy Murphy, T.J. Perkins, Kalisto, and Akira Tozawa. And one of my favorite spots in this match was TJP gets Kalisto up in the bow and arrow, or also known as the surfboard. And then while TJP's on his back, Buddy Murphy goes under Kalisto, who's in that submission hold, tries to pin TJP.
Oh yeah.
And then Tozawa comes off the top rope and hits that senton on top of Kalisto. It was just a fucking cool spot.
I need to see this now, because that sounds freaking great.
It was intense.
I mean, even without the Tozawa thing, that's pretty creative to have Buddy Murphy go down there and try to pin him.
Oh, hell yeah.
So who won?
Buddy Murphy.
Oh, so Buddy Murphy was the number one contender?
They kind of hinted at it.
Because the way they said it last week was the winner will be the number one contender following WrestleMania, will challenge either Cedric Alexander or Mustafa Ali, whoever becomes the champion at Mania.
Yeah, they kind of hinted. They were like, well, if this doesn't assure a number one contender spot, this will definitely be put on Drake Maverick's radar.
Right, because like what TJP said last week, he's like, it doesn't matter anymore to me who wins at WrestleMania, who's the champion. It's who becomes number one contender afterwards, and that'll be me, blah, blah, blah. So, yeah, that's what I would assume by the way they've been wording it.
Exactly. But more excitingly, we've got Daniel Bryan wrestling again. We've got
Don't tell people that, because if someone didn't watch SmackDown, they may think you just said he wrestled on SmackDown.
We got Daniel Bryan saying that he will wrestle again.
To wrestle.
I'm going to fight you. And
anyways.
And we got a fake Kinshasa.
That was pretty
it was pretty funny.
Great, actually.
So let's go ahead and break it down, starting from the beginning.
All right, so SmackDown Live starts, and we get like I felt like this went on for 5 minutes. It was a video package recapping the entire thing last week with Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, and Daniel Bryan. Just basically showed almost, if not the entire segment, with like half of it, or like a 16th of it not in it. Like literally felt like I watched the entire segment again. Anyways. It wasn't bad because they added like cool cinematography, ways they edited it.
Dude, their production team's just outstanding.
Except for when they put the words on the screen.
Whoever thought that was a good idea needs to have a talk.
You know why they did it, right?
Why?
Because they thought they were being cool like Snapchat.
What? How does what?
You know, on Snapchat you put your words on the screen instead of having on Twitter and Instagram you have the caption under the image, but on Snapchat everything's on the image.
I guess, but there's a difference between it being on the image and being randomly shot throughout a video. You know what I mean?
And you know the funny thing, the average age of the WWE audience is over the age of 40, 45. They don't even, basically probably don't know how to use Snapchat.
Dude, the basic audience for WWE is like 6 to like 45. Come on.
No, if you actually look at the ratings.
Who cares? We're talking about SmackDown.
That's what I'm saying. If you look at the television ratings and you look at the demographic, it's usually over 40, the major audience. Anyway, SmackDown Live. SmackDown starts off with, it's supposed to be a tag team match where it was supposed to be Jinder Mahal and Sunil Singh taking on Randy Orton and Bobby Roode. Bobby Roode and Randy Orton come out, and they look like, okay, they'll get along for this match. Jinder Mahal comes out, and he says Sunil is hurt, and he can't wrestle tonight.
Good.
But he's got himself a better partner. He got himself a lion. And out comes Rusev, and the first thing that popped into my head was exactly what they did. So match goes on, and Sunil tried to get involved at one point early on in the match, and Roode was going to try to stop him, but Orton grabbed him and tossed him into the barricade. After a commercial break, Orton and Roode weren't on the same page anymore and kept tagging themselves in and out until Rusev cut Orton off with a kick. Rusev and Jinder Mahal worked over Orton. Mahal even did a chop off the middle rope.
I thought that was fucking
Roode
hilarious.
made a hot tag and ran wild on Mahal. He nailed a spinebuster, but Rusev broke up the cover. Rusev got ready for Orton to jump in the middle, but he really didn't. Roode then tossed Rusev to the outside, but it was a distraction, allowing Mahal to knock him down. A little bit later on, Mahal pushed Roode into Orton. Orton took it the wrong way, thinking that Roode was coming after him. A little dissension between the teammates. Orton then gave Roode an RKO. This then allowed Rusev to hit a Machka kick and pin the United States champion.
I fucking love it.
Backstage, Mahal and Sunil Singh were in somewhere backstage, and they were just like, we won. That's great. They were celebrating, and then he walks up on Rusev and goes, Rusev, I want to invite you to WrestleMania with me. I want you to be there when I win the United States Championship, and I will have the greatest celebration of all time. And Rusev goes, well, I've got another idea. I just pinned the United States Champion. How about I go find Daniel Bryan and tell him that we should make this a what? What? And English goes, Fatal 4-Way. And he goes, yeah, that's right. Make this a Fatal 4-Way. And so as they go to walk off, you hear Aiden English go, Rusev Mania.
So when are we going to get on that shirt?
Oh, they probably already got that ready to go.
That's true, they probably do.
I'll just skip ahead. They did announce Rusev has been added to the U.S. title match. It will be a Fatal 4-Way at WrestleMania, officially.
I am excited for that.
If Rusev doesn't win, they're going to burn that Mercedes-Benz Superdome to the ground.
Oh, my God. He has to win.
Yeah.
Orton already held it, so he doesn't need it any longer. Like, he got his Grand Slam. He's fine.
Like, it's Orton. It won't hurt him to lose it after a month of holding it.
Rude, because here's what you can do. You don't have to pin Orton or Rude. You can have Rusev fucking pin Jinder.
That's the best way to go.
Exactly. Are you eating something right now?
No.
Oh, sounded like it. Well, that is the best way to go.
Yes. We then had Nakamura and AJ Styles backstage in the locker room. Nakamura said that he was taking on Shelton Benjamin tonight, and he wanted AJ to be out there with him just in case he needed him. Mm-hmm. He said that, last week you didn't help me and blah, blah, blah. Nakamura said that he wanted to ensure that both of them were at their best for WrestleMania because he only wanted to beat AJ if he was at his best and AJ was at his best.
Now, we all know AJ most likely not at his best.
I think he'll be fine.
Think so?
AJ then agreed to accompany him to ringside, and then we had Becky Lynch versus Ruby Riott. A 6-man match. Riott won with a pinfall. Her feet were on the ropes. Referee did not notice it. Referee did notice it and stopped the count. Lynch tossed Riott into Liv Morgan, who had jumped on the apron and won. And then as the distraction was going on with Becky Lynch and Liv Morgan, Ruby Riott cradled her. Basically, that was it. Liv Morgan and Sarah Logan jumped in the ring, and they attacked Becky Lynch. And then all of them kind of stood in the middle of the ring. They tossed Becky over the top rope, kind of like this is what we're going to do to you in the Women's Battle Royal. Ooh, that was not good.
Jesus, what just snapped off there?
Dropped something. Knocked off my desk.
Ouch.
They then said Daniel Bryan coming out next. Go to commercial, come back. Huge yes chant as Daniel Bryan comes up on the top of the stage. Didn't didn't do anything like no pandering to the crowd, no nothing. He just walked out there, and he was ready to just lay down the law.
Good.
So Daniel Bryan comes out, and he was like, last week, what happened was unfortunate. He said, the SmackDown, it's a land of opportunity. And I'm going to give Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn one last opportunity. The crowd booed. Bryan announced that Owens and Zayn would take on himself and Shane McMahon at WrestleMania. Crowd then cheered. I was perplexed. He then said,
What if it's actually El Generico and Kevin Steen?
No, I thought about this. I thought about this, but let me get to where I don't think that's going to happen. Mm-hmm. So Daniel Bryan goes, if Sami and Kevin can beat us, they get their jobs back. If they don't, they remain fired. Now, a lot of people on Twitter were like, oh, they're just fired from SmackDown Live. That's what Daniel said. Daniel did not mention a brand. Because everyone's like, oh, they're just fired from SmackDown Live so they can show up on Raw. All he said was they remained fired. He didn't say they remained fired from SmackDown.
Mm-hmm.
Bryan said that, yes, he gave them a lot of opportunities in the past. He said that he did so because they're friends. They've wrestled together. They traveled together. They come from the same place. They were there for him when he needed them in the past.
Right.
Bryan said that it was part of his job to give opportunities, but he has a lot of other opportunities and a lot of other jobs with being the SmackDown Live general manager, like attending board meetings, doing paperwork, taking out the garbage. Basically, he's like, you know what? I got to deal with a lot of crap. He said, and I got to wear these stupid blazers or whatever you want to call them. He then said, I'm sick of it, though. There's something I want to do, but as a representative of SmackDown, I know I shouldn't, but I'm going to anyways. And he took off the jacket and goes, I don't want to wear this anymore. Good. He goes, and also, at WrestleMania, Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, I'm going to kick your ass. And he just went on it. Fiery promo. He's angry. He's like, I don't care how many times you kick me in the face, I'm coming back. He's like, I didn't fight for 3 years to be able to do this again. I didn't stop those 3 years to get this back. He's like, I fought for this. And now I'm going to fight for what I believe in. And he's wearing a new dope t-shirt that they just created for Daniel Bryan. It's called Fighting. It says right on the bottom. It says, yes, yes, yes on the top. It's got Daniel Bryan in the middle. And on the bottom it says, fight for your dreams.
I like it. I think that's pretty cool.
Crowd cheered. Bryan was great there. We then got a unfortunate Chad Gable, Shelton Benjamin selfie promo backstage, which was not any good, really. They complained about not having a match at WrestleMania. Did you expect
it to be?
Huh?
Did you expect it to be?
Shelton's cut some good promos in the past.
You know what? You know, people keep mentioning we don't have matches at Mania.
Oh Lord.
I wouldn't mind at all if someone was just like, look, we don't have a match at Mania, but hey Breezango, we'll take you on to the kickoff show. Let's start off that crowd there with a bang, and let's wrestle the first match of that whole day. Let's wrestle on the kick, something like that, something where it makes the kickoff feel like it's not just like, oh fuck, I gotta sit and watch this 3-hour kickoff show with a couple match. Then it'll make you think like, okay, they're actually wrestling for something. They want to make this feel important. Another thing they should do for that kickoff show, I thought about this while in the shower today. Okay. Just have at the Mixed Match Challenge. Mm-hmm. Just say, here's a list of a couple teams. Pick 2 teams to face each other.
Interesting.
And they just face each other at the kickoff show.
I think they don't want to. They want as many women in that battle royal as possible, though.
Yeah, that's another thing. That's true.
All right.
Well, I mean, you can. Yeah, I guess. Okay, I understand.
Gable and Benjamin complained about not having a match at WrestleMania. Despite being the best athletes on the brand, Benjamin said he would take his opportunity tonight against Nakamura. They did some commercials for the Mixed Match Challenge. Sasha Banks and Finn Balor were talking about how Charlotte was no longer able to wrestle tonight. Bobby Roode said that him and his partner, to be announced, would go out there and defeat what they're calling the Boss Club, and they would still do it with Flair.
That's so funny. Because her name's Charlotte Flair.
So then we had
these hokey promos are so annoying sometimes.
Yeah,
it just
the New Day come out, and they talked about how at Fastlane they were on the road to WrestleMania. Big E goes, I took my Tom and I punched in New Orleans, and Xavier goes,
is that?
Hold on, and Xavier goes, you mean your Garmin? He goes, or Tom, it doesn't matter.
What? Are Toms still around?
I thought the same thing.
All right, so right now Tom Phillips needs to talk to the people at TomTom. Be like, look,
Lord.
you pay me money and I'll do the voice of your navigation, but everything is like, to turn left on Alvarado Niles, or I'll face fuck the shit out of you, or something like that. You know?
Stupid, but yeah, it was just funny.
He actually sent that as a real message to a person.
I know.
I have a 4-hour flight ahead of me.
I just thought it was funny when he was just like, I punched New Orleans into my TomTom, and you hear Xavier, or your Garmin.
Garments are nice, though.
Kofi was out there kind of just like going with emotions, like he was just whatever, like he didn't even care. Like it was funny because every time they'd say WrestleMania, Xavier and Big E would go and point at the sign, and then Kofi would be like, oh, you're pointing now? Okay, I'll point with you. Oh, you stopped pointing? Okay, I'll put my hand down.
He's just there.
He's just there with his hair flopping in his face because he got it in some weird topside pony thing. Anyways, awesome. They said that this was all ruined by the garbage known as the Bludgeon Brothers, thanks to their large, smelly, disgusting, sweaty, hairy, terrible, horrible, no good, very bad piece of trash Bludgeon Brothers.
Sounds like a middle schooler insult. I love it.
It sounds like that Disney movie. I can't remember the name now. It's like Alex's horrible, not good, bad, awful, something like that.
So what are you, 13?
Why?
Name dropping that film of all films that you could have name dropped.
I love Disney. Plus, I got kids. I'm like Heath Slater. I got kids.
I was gonna say we got to make a Tim shirt that is related to kids somehow.
Anyways, I got you.
Oh God.
Xavier Woods said they made the mistake of leaving the New Day the ability to walk, and they would run through them tonight and get back on the road to winning the tag team titles. Match starts off. Match was about to start off with the Usos ran down and attacked the Bludgeon Brothers. Bludgeon Brothers ended up officially winning by disqualification. New Day and the Usos.
Now, how did they get disqualified?
Because the Usos came down and attacked the Bludgeon Brothers.
Got it. Sorry.
End of the segment just saw the New Day and the Usos standing together on the aisle, staring down Harper and Rowan.
There you go.
We then had...
Threat.
Huh?
Triple Threat Mania.
I believe so. They didn't officially announce it yet, though.
I thought they did. I saw it on Ringside News.
Oh, they did. That's right. That's right.
Yeah, it's on Ringside News.
That's right. You're right. So
hey, the terrible, horrible, not good, very bad day.
There you go. It's actually a funny
Thanks,
movie.
Alex Rodriguez. Thank God someone knows the title of that movie.
It's actually really good. Anyways, it's got Steve Carell and Jennifer Garner.
Steve Carell is not funny anymore.
Hey.
He is not funny anymore.
Anyways, we had Dolph Ziggler and Tyler Breeze. We learned that Dolph Ziggler, Tyler Breeze, and Fandango will all be in the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, and they have the trophy out there at ringside.
That's so weird that they're putting tag teams in it, man.
Anybody clearly Breeze in it. Anybody can be in it.
Right, but theoretically, the Revival say that we're going to win. One of them's going to have to eliminate the other if they're the last two, right? Or do you just call it right there? And if you do, that's an unfair advantage for everyone else. That's an unfair advantage for everyone else.
Hey, it's like the Royal Rumble. There's tag teams in the Royal Rumble.
No, there's not.
Yeah.
Other than the New Day who?
Do you not remember 2016 when the whole Wyatt family teamed up against Brock Lesnar in the Rumble?
Okay, I get that they teamed up, but when one got eliminated, were they all eliminated? Because that's the only way I feel like that should work.
No,
I feel like
if one guy gets eliminated, the other guys are still in there.
That's not fair.
This
that's
ain't
an unfair
a tag team battle royal. What is this? When freaking
then why?
Never mind. No, that's not how it works. What are you saying?
Okay.
If a tag team wins, they don't go for the world title. They go for the tag titles if they win the Royal Rumble.
I don't know, man. Fine.
Anyways, you're overcomplicating this. Quick 2-minute match. Ziggler won with Zigzag. It was a funny spot Funny spot where Ziggler ran away from Breeze. He was running around the ring, but Fandango was also running because he was presumably thought Ziggler was chasing after him when he was really just running away from Breeze.
There you go.
They said vote for Bobby Roode's partner for the Mixed Match Challenge. They then announced the New Day, Bludgeon Brothers, Usos tag team title match. Mm-hmm. Then had the main event, Shinsuke Nakamura versus Shelton Benjamin.
Mm-hmm.
They made sure to mention this was the first match between these two in WWE. They did wrestle like 3 or 4 years ago in Japan.
If you would have asked me 3 or 4 years, if you would have asked me back when Benjamin was in his prime in the WWE, I'd probably say that I'd want to see these two fight. Right now, though, I don't think I do.
Well, when Shelton was in New Japan, they had a match a couple years back, like 3 or 4 years ago.
I'm going to sit down. I'm going to watch that tonight. You know what I'm going to rewatch tonight?
What? Nakamura AJ?
Yep.
2016?
Yep.
All right.
Rewatch it.
So.
Oh, you know what we should do?
I already think I know what you're going to say.
Okay. All right. We'll talk about it later then.
All right. So, after the break, Nakamura made a comeback because they go to commercial pretty quickly. Gable tried to distract Nakamura by jumping up on the apron, so AJ Styles ran around, yanked him off the apron. He dropped him face first onto the apron, but Benjamin managed to hit a fucking great Northern Lights suplex.
Oh, those look fantastic.
It was so good. It deserved an F-bomb.
They looked pretty gnarly.
Benjamin tried the pay dirt, but Nakamura countered it into an armbar attempt. Couldn't get the armbar in, so he tried for a triangle choke. Benjamin powered out, hit an enziguri. Nakamura made a comeback, knee off the top rope. Kinshasa for the win.
There you go.
Styles applauded the win. Nakamura grabbed the mic and asked him to enter the ring. Nakamura thanked him for being at ringside, but said, "I really didn't need you there. I just wanted to show you how I was going to beat you at Mania." And AJ started a little pissed. He was like, "Really? You got me out here for nothing?" Styles said that Nakamura is now playing games with him. He said, "This isn't just a dream match for the fans at WrestleMania. This is a dream match for me. Because outside of himself, Nakamura is the greatest wrestler in the world."
Mm-hmm.
After that, Nakamura left. Before that, Nakamura said something. I don't even know what he said, but he got this weird look on his face. You see it on the screen here. He's like, "AJ," and then he said something in English. I was like, "What the hell did you? What?"
It's like when Matt Hardy does his weird ass noises.
No, it was like not that. Even because at least with Matt, no.
Like that's his character. It
yeah,
fits.
but Nakamura was just his face squinched up like you see on the screen, like I have in the freaking deal, and he's just like he wasn't saying anything in Japanese or anything. He was literally like, "What the hell are you doing, guy?" Anyways, he learned to leave the ring, and as he's walking up the ramp, Gable and Benjamin attack AJ from behind. Nakamura ran back in to make the save. Styles was left prone on the ground, so Nakamura jumps up into the corner, starts to tease he's going to go for the Kinshasa. He's yelling like, get up, let's go, let's go, let's go. And as he goes to run it, AJ stops at the last second. And AJ's sitting there, looking up like, "Oh, crap, you almost just got me. Knee to face." And then Nakamura just yells, "Knee to face."
Is that a t-shirt yet? And if not, we should get on it.
That was it.
There you go.
That was SmackDown. It was a decent show. I think it flowed really well tonight, unlike the last couple of weeks where it kind of was just there. It was a better episode than we've had for a while. And one more Raw, one more SmackDown till WrestleMania.
There you go.
So that was about it. Not much more to say.
Yeah, not much more to say. I'm excited for the go-home shows. I'm excited to do the podcast tomorrow, and I'm excited for the Fightful Wrestling Weekly. I'm excited. WrestleMania season's so fucking fun. We're going to be doing a lot of stuff WrestleMania weekend.
Just wait, guys. We got some cool things we're going to try and do WrestleMania weekend.
Oh, yeah. Who the fuck just tagged at Armstrong?
Huh?
They meant me. They meant me?
Maybe. I don't know.
Someone in here in the chat with the last name Armstrong? If so, are you my long-lost brother? Because I haven't... Please help. Anyway.
What?
I don't know. Thank you guys for tuning in. I have been Nick. You can follow me on Twitter at PWU_Armstrong. You can follow us on Twitter at PWUnlimited. Facebook at Facebook.com/Pro Wrestling ULTD right here on the YouTubes. And Instagram at Pro Wrestling Unlimited. And one more thing. It's Mania season, like we said. And now let me tell you, there's a sweet, sweet PW Mania shirt over on our TeePublic store. Or, if you'd rather pick up the My Guy t-shirt, head over to ProWrestlingTees.com/PWUnlimited. Pick up the My Guy shirt or pick up the I'm a PW Guy shirt. We're very, very guy heavy, apparently. That sounded fucking awful. But, Tim!
Yikes.
Do your thing.
All right, so you can find me on Twitch and Twitter at TimmyBuddy. And yes, like Nick said, we will be live again tomorrow, same place, same time, for the PW Unlimited podcast. And if you guys haven't, we've been really trying to do more on our website, PWUnlimited.net, putting up some stories that are, you know, relevant and newsworthy, but just not big enough for an actual like YouTube video. But I will post a link in the community tab here on YouTube when we do have articles go up on the website that don't go out in videos. So just keep a lock right there as well for PWUnlimited.net, as we will be trying to grow the website more. Thank you guys for joining us here tonight. Have a good night. We'll see you tomorrow. Tomorrow's NXT. Tomorrow's the Pro Wrestling Unlimited podcast. And hopefully, I don't know where I'm going with this, but hopefully, shit don't hit the fan before WrestleMania. Because one thing I forgot to mention with the Smackdown thing, they announced Shane McMahon and Daniel Bryan, but the announcers kept saying, if Shane McMahon's healthy enough, if Shane McMahon can make it to Mania, if Shane McMahon's health holds up.
He'll be fine.
So we'll have to wait and see what goes down. We'll keep trying to figure out what's going on with Shane McMahon. They said he was discharged from the hospital, so that's a good sign.
For those wondering, before we sign out here, we covered 205 Live at the top of the show.
Yeah, so that's going to do it for tonight. Again, follow us everywhere Nick said, and be here tomorrow for the podcast. Have a good night, guys.
Night, guys.